Good day everyone. I am Trisha May Sayago and today we will going to discuss about the matching type and how to craft rubrics. So first is matching type. An objective test consisting of two sets of items to be matched with each other for a specified attribute. A matching type, it is a measuring the ability of the student to identify the relationship between a set of similar items, each of which has two components such as words and their definitions, symbols and their meanings, dates and events, causes and effects, people with their accomplishment, and problems and solutions. So next is matching type is a recognition and structured response type of test. In matching type, the student is required to identify the correct match among different options. There is no need for them to generate their own answer because the answer is already there. So next is the matching type may be considered as modified multiple choice type items where the choices progressively reduce as one successfully match the items on the left with the items on the right. So now let us proceed to the column of matching type. As you can see in the picture below, the column A is called premises column, in which it is the column for which the match is right, and the items are numbered. On the right side is called response column, and it is the column from which to choose the match, and it labeled with capital letters. It is called perfect match when the number of items in the premises column is equal to the number of items in the responses column. So based sa nakikita nyo sa baba, equal yung numbered ng column A and ng column B. So kaya siya tinatawag na perfect match. Imperfect match, when the premises column has less items than the response column. As you can see in the picture, mas konti yung premises column sa kaysa response column. So let's move on guidelines in constructing matching type. So first, give clear directions or instructions. So it means na dapat magbibigay ka ng instruction na malinaw kung ano ba yung dapat gagawin ng student para masigurado mo na maiintindihan talaga nila yung gagawin at hindi sila mako-confuse. Next is the premises column must be in the left while in the response column is in the right. Ibig sabihin, dapat nasa tamang places yung premises column and then the responses column. So next is write the items as clearly as possible. So dapat malinaw yung pagkakadeliver ng bawat items. Next is be sure that the materials are homogeneous. Means na yung item sa premises column is related sa parehong topic or concept sa responses column. Next is use an imperfect match as much as possible. So dapat iwasan natin yung paggamit ng parehong phrases or words sa premises column and responses column para hindi agad mahulaan ng student yung tamang sagot. So next is place all of the items for one matching exercise on the same page. An order of correct answer are randomly arranged. And arrange items in response column in either logical or natural order or alphabetically if there is no apparent organizational basis. Next is use numbers to identify items in premises column and capital letters to identify in the response column. And the ideal number of items is 5 to 15. Be sure that each item has a pair. And be careful about what material is put in the question column and what is put in the option column. The statements borrowed from the textbook or other references must be avoided. And there should be no keywords appearing in both a premises and response column providing a clue to the correct answer. And the last one is prepare a scoring key or guide. Let's move on and when to use matching type. So they are effective when you need to measure the learner's ability to identify the relationship or association between similar items. Meaning that matching type is a great choice when you want to assess a student's ability to connect the related concept or pieces of information. And they work best when the course content has many parallel concepts. For example, terms and conditions, object or pictures and labels, symbols and proper names, the causes and effects, and scenarios and response, principles and scenarios to which they apply. So let's move on advantage and disadvantage of matching type. First is advantage. The matching type test is simple to construct and score. It is well suited in measuring associations like a multiple choice test. It presents the student with questions and alternatives. It means that matching type is a test that offers a simple and efficient way to assess student ability to make connection between items. And it is easy to construct and score because gagawa lang ng dalawang list of related items and may iisang sagot lang sa bawat items. Next advantage is it reduces the effects of guessing, although the chance of guessing increases as the student progresses in answering items. This, however, is easily remediated by adding more options. So next is disadvantage. It tends to ask students to associate trivial information. Unfortunately, most matching type tests emphasizes memorization, although it is impossible to construct items that measure more complex cognitive skills. It's been that matching type is often focused on memorizing facts and neglecting to analyze, apply, or evaluate the information. This limits their effectiveness in measuring higher-level thinking skills. So that's why napaka-importante na as a teacher gumawa ka ng iba pang assessment method para makapture yung iba't ibang abilities nila. So overall, matching type are important because they help to assess a student ability to make connection between different pieces of information. It is valuable skills where they can show their understanding how the two concepts relate to each other, not just memorizing, and matching type are easy to create and grade, that making them a practical tool for teacher. My next topic is how to craft rubric. So merong two types of rubric, the analytical and then holistic rubric. So now, I will be going to discuss about the analytical rubrics. Analytical rubrics. It uses to score student work on multiple criteria or dimensions, with each dimension scored separately. Meaning, na sa analytical rubric, dito, dinedescribe talaga niya yung bawat criterion or yung bawat kawa ng student. So, napaka-detailed ng analytical kumpara sa holistic rubric. So, let's move on creating an analytical rubrics. So first is identify criteria. So you can start by identifying the specific criteria you will use to evaluate the assignment or performance. These criteria should be directly related to the learning objective. Next step is define performance level. So you need to establish a scale of performance level for each criterion. For example, as you can see in the picture, it is the beginning, developing, accomplished, exemplary. in which it is 4-point scale. Next step is write descriptive language. It means that for each criterion and level, write a clear and concise description of what it means to meet that level of performance. So let's move on differences of holistic and analytical rubrics. The analytical rubrics is specific and describes level of performance for each criteria, while the holistic rubrics, it is a general or overall impression. Meaning na pag sinabi nating holistic, diba pag wala ka ng time at marami pang student yung dapat nabibigyan ng scores, is ideal yung holistic. Kasi nga diba overall na yung basihan dito, or overall na yung pinapakitang weaknesses and strength ng student. Dito naman sa analytical, ito ay specific. Kung sa holistic is general or overall, dito sa analytical is specific. So dito naman sa analytical, from the word specific. So mini-measure dito yung specific strength and weaknesses ng student. Meaning, if marami kang time, napaka-ideal ng analytical rubric kasi i-grade mo siya each criteria. For example, yung originality, yung organization, yung creativity. So, mami-measure mo talaga kung saan part yung weaknesses and strength ng student. So that's all po. Have a good day.